Hi, my name is William. So this is the recording for Task1. I'll explain how different countries like Brazil, Jamaica, and China, how different those countries approach education for sustainable development. I picked this topic is because sustainability is something I've been thinking about more since working in early childhood education. When I was growing up in China, education was very academic. Teachers gave you textbooks, and that mainly talks about what textbooks want to tell, and there wasn't much connection to nature or environmental action. In contrast, once I moved to Australia at the age of 16, I learned how the independent learning that teachers have focused on. And especially when I work in early childhood teaching system, I've seen how children are encouraged to recycle, garden, and talk about environment from a very young age. That really inspired me to understand how different countries embed sustainability into education. To write this, I used course readings from the reading list, and I searched databases like Google Scholar and SpringerLink. I looked for country case studies and paid close attention to cultural and structural differences. And the most useful sources were from Fitzers and Ezrito, who explained Brazil's policies, and also research on Jamaica's focus on early childhood education. And one of the challenges was comparing the three countries fairly, especially because each one has different strengths and issues. For example, Brazil has some policies in place, but implementation is quite fragmented. But Jamaica impressed me with its focus on early education, which links closely to what we do in childcare. And in China, I was surprised to see how local wisdom, like in Yunnan and Tibet, are being integrated into environmental education, something I never experienced myself growing up. And what I've learned is that sustainable education is not just about facts or recycling, it's about mindset. It's about helping children connect to their world and take responsibility. I now realize that even simple daily routines in early childhood, like turning off lights or reusing materials or recycle papers, can be built those values. And for my future work, I want to use more project-based and community-linked activities. I've also become more aware that education should reflect both local knowledge and global goals, and that's something I can bring into my teaching.